Hello viewers. So in this video what we are gonna do that we are gonna use a different feature of SolidWorks, and this is actually a off-track video, but I think it will be handy to know about this feature. So this feature is basically called block. So if we let me first take a front plane and then take the sketch. So after I enable a sketch, then we can see that here is an option which says that it's option named make a block. So this block feature, it's visible here, or it's also visible here. So what this block feature actually does, so the block feature, it actually makes two or more components of a sketch a single unit. Like if I take a rectangle, it's actually a corner rectangle. So this rectangle as a 2D sketch, it's actually not one unit, because if we try to move it, see, it's actually not one unit, because if we try to move the different parts of this rectangle, they are gonna move independently. They are not interlinked with one another. So what block does is that it will make these four lines of the rectangle a single unit, and they will work as a single unit, and they will be interlinked with one another. So now why I'm gonna use this block option. So basically, if the students of mechanical engineering or aeronautical engineering or naval architecture, and the engineering branches related to this branches, they usually have to study the motion of, so they have to study the motion of the link, or they have to determine the direction of the angular velocity and different kind of things. So in a simple link, it's easy to assume the direction or the motion of a link when we see it on the 2D sketch, without moving it or adding any kind of motion to it. But when it's a kind of a complex link, then it's a little bit tough for maximum people. Well, there are geniuses, but the number is not many. So maximum students or people, they find it really tough, that how will one link move if I move another link which is interlinked with one another. So for that, I'm gonna use the block option, and after using the block option, I'm gonna insert some relations, and these relations will tell SolidWorks, or this block option, to how these links will move, or how these links will act their motion. So for that, I'm gonna clear this sketch. I'm gonna take a new sketch. So let's start with a crank slider mechanism. So in a crank slider mechanism, I'm gonna have a piston, and I'm gonna have a crank and a connecting rod. So first of all, let's take a base on which the total mechanism will be created. first of all I will uh, make a rectangle. So this rectangle, it will represent a piston. Now I'm taking one line. It's just a random line with some random dimensions and random angle, and then I'm taking another line. So it's two links with a piston. So what I want, the piston to move horizontally, and this, and I want these links to have some angular motion, and I want to determine that what will be the direction of the angular motion if this piston goes forward and backward like this. If it goes this side, then what will be the direction of the motion or the angular velocity, and if I move this side, then what will be the direction, or what will be the motion like of these two links. So for that, as this piston, if we consider this as a piston, so if this piston has to move horizontally, then what will I do? I will just dimension this part. I'm not actually, let me see, I just dimensioned the wrong part. Okay, so I will dimension the vertical part, because I'm not moving the vertical part of this piston. So to make the motion in a 2D sketch, we can't actually define the sketch completely, or we can't have a fully defined 2D sketch, because a fully defined 2D sketch can't be actually moved, because if we have seen the previous videos of this channel, at the very first I have told that a complete defined sketch, it can't be moved, and a completely undefined sketch, it can be moved anywhere. So I am not interested in a completely defined sketch which can't be moved, or I'm not interested in a completely undefined sketch which can move anywhere. I want a partially defined sketch which will move accordingly to my requirement. So I have defined this piston partially. So I have just defined the vertical portions, because I don't want any kind of movement in the y-axis. I just want the movement along the x-axis.